Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Is 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor? Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery? Why they whitewash our history? Keep dividing is their plan. All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is The Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Hey, it's so important to understand the bigger picture. Hello, this Tuesday. It's so important as you daily pay attention to what's going on in this country, and as you and I are daily bombarded by outrage, by images and video of cruelty and violence on our streets. You know, if you pay attention, if you really pay attention every day to what's going on American streets right now with these masked federal agents, if you really pay attention every day and you take in these images and these videos every day, it's enough to make you and I feel like we live in like some banana republic. We live in some dictatorship. It's easy, guys, to get caught up in the day-to-day outrage, legitimate outrage. But it's so important, I think, to understand what's going on. Like, what really is going on with all of this brutality and cruelty and lawlessness, all carried out by agents of the federal government on our streets. What's really going on here? The context. Let's understand the context. And it starts with Trump. Most everything does. And it starts like this. Trump wants violence. Start there. Understand that. I'll acknowledge it's a pretty horrible thing to say. I catch myself a bunch of times each day saying things about Trump on TV, on the radio, on this podcast, on social media, and I catch myself, and I every now and then being maybe a couple times a day, and I say to myself, my God, I can't believe I just said that about the President of the United States. But then again, I quickly catch myself and remind myself that I'm talking about Donald Trump. So, yes, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, you go down the line of American presidents, Republican and Democrat. I don't think you could find a president in which it would be accurate to say that president wanted violence on American streets. Only Trump. It's a horrible thing to say, but it's true. Trump wants unrest. He always has. He wants chaos on our streets. He always has. He wants violence on our streets. He always has. He does not care if people get hurt, if people die, if buildings burn. In fact, I'll do you one better. He wants all of that. He wants all of that. Trump wants violence because Trump believes violence helps him politically. End of story. And that's all Trump is, in his defense, capable of caring about. Said it a bunch before. Donald Trump is humanly incapable of caring about anyone or anything but himself. So Trump wants violence because he thinks he'll benefit from it. It's always been this way with him. He believes if the American people are sitting at home on their televisions, man, on their iPhones, whatever, and they're looking at shit going down in Minneapolis, there's violence on the streets in Minneapolis, in Los Angeles, all this unrest, there's burning and looting and rioting. Trump believes that that's going to help him and the Republican Party politically. The American people will get pissed off and they'll blame Democrats for all the violence and lawlessness and looting and rioting, and they'll vote Republican. So understand, start there. Everything that's going on with ICE right now is because Trump wants violence. Trump is staring at a midterm election. Let's be clear. We'll get into this later, not today. Donald Trump will do everything he can to fuck with the midterms. Donald Trump will do everything he can to cheat with the midterms. Donald Trump will do everything illegal and immoral to utterly disrupt the midterms, including trying to cancel the midterms. We'll get into all of that at another time. All of that is going on as we speak. And my God, for anybody, any American, anybody in this country right now to not understand or have the sufficient imagination to know that Donald Trump is going to do everything he can to disrupt and cancel and try to cancel the midterms, you just respectfully need to wake up. But if the midterms happen, and all of his cheating and all of his disruption doesn't make enough of a difference, Donald Trump's only card is an America on fire. An America where major streets are burning down. Violence on every street in every city in this country. That's Trump's, not backup plan. That's Trump's plan B. That's what he's actively engaged in now. Which is why, if you understand the bigger picture, the President of the United States wants America to be burning this year. He wants America to be a violent place, acts of violence all over the place, because he thinks it'll help him politically come the midterms, because right now he's staring at a blue tsunami. Going to be a big Democratic year. So he's going to try to do everything he can. It explains the military on our streets. It explains his obsession with putting the National Guard on our streets, putting the Marines on our streets. It explains ICE. It explains ICE. I am asked every day by people who watch these videos of what ICE is doing. Not a day goes by that someone doesn't ask me, Joe, my God, how can that ICE agent do that? I mean, that ICE agent is beating up that American citizen for no reason. That ICE agent just threw that American citizen to the ground. That ICE agent just took an immigrant's phone and threw it into the garbage. My God, what's going? They're so cruel. They're so belligerent. It's like they don't give a damn. Joe, what's going on? What? Exactly. Again, go back to the start. Trump wants violence. He believes it'll help him politically. And he's using ICE, these masked federal thugs, to incite that violence, which is why every single day we see 100 examples of this. Keith, show me what you got. ICE agents shattering a car windows, dragging an American citizen out of a car, putting their knee on the American citizen's neck. That is now against the law. Kneeling on his neck, violently dragging him out of the car, pointing pepper spray and pistols at citizens and observers filming this scene, swearing at citizens and observers as they film this scene of them, in essence, beating up an American citizen, all on film and all on camera. That was Minneapolis yesterday. Those ICE agents knew they were being filmed. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a damn. They want the American people to see how lawless and cruel and fascist they are. I mean, they yank an American citizen out of a car, shattering his car windows, and then beat him up on the ground, ending with putting their knee on his neck. It's as if, and by the way, guys, again, I want you focused on the point here. It's all about Trump and violence. Remember what we're talking about here. This scene, that scene, that 20-second clip, it goes on for another couple minutes that I showed you in Minneapolis yesterday. Repeat that hundreds of times around the country just yesterday, every day. It's as if these masked federal agents have no guardrails. It's as if Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and the rest of them have given these ICE agents the green light to be as brutal and as cruel and as I don't give a fuck and as lawless as they can be. It's like, right, Donald Trump has told these ICE agents, do whatever you want, be as cruel as you want, break every law and federal statute as you want. Get in the face of Americans, act like bullies, act like thugs, do whatever you want, ICE. It's as if Trump's given these masked federal thugs the green light to do all of that. And the scary truth, he has. Trump has. go back to what Trump wants. He wants violence. The President of the United States wants the American people to get violent, because if the American people get violent, Trump believes that'll help him and Republicans in the midterms. So what better way to incite the American people to violence than by sicking these masked federal thugs on the American people and pushing the American people to their limit? I mean, getting in their face, physically pushing them, throwing them to the ground. No shred of decency. You've got a 37-year-old woman in a car. Instead of walking up to that car, ma'am, would you mind getting out of the street? Ma'am, are you all right? Ma'am, are you going to move on? Could you move on? No, the ICE agent walks up to Renee Good's car and says, get the fuck out of this car. Open this fucking car door. It's why you see ICE agents escalating everywhere. They're goading the American people. They're pushing the American people to get violent. They want the American people to get violent. Trump has given them, Stephen Miller, they've given these ICE thugs the green light. Do whatever the fuck you want. All in the hopes that ICE's thuggish behavior will incite the American people to violently fight back on our streets. And then, oh my God, call in the National Guard, call in the military, whatever, cancel the midterms, whatever, utter chaos on our streets. It's all his plan. He's given ICE the green light to be lawless thugs in the hopes that that will incite us all to get violence, giving Trump the violence he wants. You see, he's inciting the violence. Trump is. And these ICE thugs are his. They're his tool out there doing it. They're his weapon. Trump wants violence. I'm going to mask up a bunch of federal thugs. I'm not going to give them really. I don't care if they're trained. Trump and Stephen Miller don't care. I don't care if they're prepared. My God, give them a badge, give them a mask, give them a gun. Go! I don't care what they do. I don't care what law they abuse. I don't care if they have to shoot someone in the face. If that's going to get the American people angry, and then the American people will violently fight back against ICE, boom, ball game. Trump says, I've won. That's what I want. The point is the cruelty, because the plan is violence. He's using ICE to try to incite the American people to violence. And yeah, we're way past. Oh my God, that what a despicable thing for an American president to do. What a traitorous thing for an American president to do. What an un-American thing for an American president. We're way beyond that, right? We're talking about Donald Trump. So the question is, the only interesting thing then is, what do we do? What do we do? And I think the key here is we increase our numbers dramatically. The American people take to the streets and continue our utter rejection of what ICE is doing. We continue to get in the face of ICE. We continue to film ICE in numbers like we've never seen. It's really key and it's really important that our numbers on the streets opposing what these mass thugs are doing on our streets increases. It's so important that the American people take to the streets. I'll remind you again, this is Trump's plan. His goal, baby, is violence. ICE isn't getting off the streets. He's going to put, what did Christine Ohm say? We're going to double down and send another couple thousand ICE agents just to Minneapolis. ICE is going to only increase their presence on our streets. What we have to do is do everything we can to get right up to that line of violence. We have to keep dramatically increasing our presence. We have to protest ICE. We have to film ICE. We have to mock ICE. We have to get in the faces of ICE. We have to peacefully interfere with what ICE is doing. We have to engage in civil disobedience. We have to do everything we can without getting violent against ICE. We have to exercise every one of our God-given American rights to protest, boycott, film, mock, march, engage in civil disobedience, but not give Trump the violence, the rioting and looting, the mayhem that he wants, that he so desperately wants. And I think that's going to happen because every day that's gone by, more and more Americans are taken to the streets. And there are way more of us than there are them. There are way more Americans out on the streets protesting what ICE is doing than there are ICE agents. But just understand, please, the context of what's going on. This is all Trump's plan. Trump's plan is a violent America this year so that he can cancel the midterms or really fuck with the midterms. That's his plan. Don't give it to him. And by the way, Trump is using ICE to carry out his plan. He's using ICE to goad us into violence, to tease us, to push us into violence. Don't do it. Don't do it. Man, get in their faces, laugh at them, mock them, but understand what Trump's plan is. Hey, I just needed to show you this one about the Justice Department. Keith, you got that tweet or post or keep this up for a sec, Keith. So much goes on every day that we don't talk enough every day about really important things that are happening that we're all not paying attention to, like this one, like the Justice Department. Our Justice Department is being hollowed out and has been hollowed out from the moment that Trump got elected. Good people, good men and women have been leaving the FBI and leaving the Justice Department in droves. Good career professionals, good American citizens. In fact, it's one of the biggest stories that we haven't talked about in the last year. Dedicated government servants, dedicated American servants in every agency of our government who've left the FBI, left our intelligence community, left the Defense Department, left the State Department, left the Justice Department. Because this guy, Trump, has put idiots in charge and has made clear that he's at war with the Justice Department and the FBI and the intelligence agencies and the Defense Department. So good people have been leaving for a whole bunch of reasons. When it comes to the Justice Department, man, you can go back from the beginning. Those who resigned because Donald Trump is using the Justice Department to go after his political enemies. career professionals at the Justice Department just leaving on a daily, weekly basis. When he announced his investigation of Comey, people just left. There's no basis for it, and they just leave. This is just the latest one. A mass resignation of leaders in the criminal section of the Justice Department Civil Rights Division in the last few days. Over what? Over the failure of Trump and Pam Bondi to investigate the ICE shooting in Minneapolis last week that killed Renee Good. So that incident happens. Keep that up for a sec, Keith. An ICE agent shoots and kills a 37-year-old American citizen, mother. Immediately, Kristi Noem and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance come out and say, domestic terrorism, sad that it happened, but it's all her fault. He did nothing wrong, the ICE agent. Immediately, they come out and say that there will be no federal investigation of the shooting and killing of Renee Good. Think about that. And because of that, we learned yesterday that a whole bunch of good people, again, in the Justice Department, again, this time the Civil Rights Division, again, leaving our government in protest because our government won't investigate a federal agent shooting and killing an American citizen. I bring this up briefly this Tuesday because most everybody you follow, right, on Substack and your podcast and your social media, we're all kind of every day chasing the same damn squirrel or two. And so many really important squirrels, right, are not paid attention to. I hope the book's being written about the hollowing out, thanks, Keith, of our Justice Department, our FBI, our intelligence community. Americans are dying and will die because of this. In droves, really, really good people leading divisions in the Justice Department and the FBI and our intelligence communities leaving because of this president and the impact that's going to have on the country. Again, we've talked about this so much, right? The damage that's been done. Go ahead, right? Let's elect a Democratic president in 28. But my God, it's been only a year of Trump. The damage that's already been done, the dismantling, the unconstitutional dismantling of USAID has killed already over 1 million starving children around the world. The damage that's been done across the board because of who we put in the White House. And the country's going to feel it when it comes to all the good people who've left the Justice Department and the FBI. Final thought this morning. Look, I was a Republican my whole life, left the Republican Party 6 years ago, hung out in the land of independence for a while, became a Democrat last June. I've been very honest and transparent. I became a Democrat because I believe my former political party is an existential threat to freedom, democracy, the rule of law, and pluralism. And so I feel obligated because I still want to be on the political battlefield. I feel obligated to be a part of the other party to help defeat my former party, the threat to democracy and the rule of law. I've been very open and transparent about why I became a Democrat. When you look at most policy, When you look at most of just the policy, remember policy? Remember policy issues? Do you remember the time in America when we used to talk about, debate, and argue about actual policy differences? On most policy, I'm not a Democrat. I'm super pro gun rights. I'm super pro Israel. I'm very anti-tax. I mean, I'm pro school choice. I'm on most policy. I'm not where the Democratic Party is. I didn't become a Democrat because of policy. I only say that to say that even though I am a Democrat right now, again, I'm honest to a fault. Both parties got problems. Both parties suck. I've been on the record for years now. I wish we had a third party or a fourth party or a fifth party. The point is, and we overlook this point, because of the madman in the White House who dominates every day. And so then my former party becomes the immediate threat every day that we have to deal with. We forget the fact that both parties got real problems and real issues. And most of my Democratic colleagues forget the fact that the American people don't like the Democratic Party either. And this latest poll is just the latest. Every poll in the last couple of years has shown this. Keith, you got that Real Clear Politics? Real Clear Politics. Think about this. Hold this up for a minute, Keith. This came out yesterday. Favorability and unfavorability of both political parties. Think about everything Trump and the Republicans have done in the last year. And yet, according to Real Clear Politics, their favorability is better, somewhat better, than the Democratic parties. You think about everything the Republican Party's done, and the Democrats have a lower favorability than Republicans. That's like, and guys, Real Clear Politics, you can look at every single polling on this in the last year, all says the same. The approval rating of the Democratic Party is in the toilet. The approval rating of the Republican Party is right next to the toilet. It's always been barely a wee little bit better. Point being, the favorability of both political parties is in or near the toilet. Point being, most Americans think both parties suck. And I think it's my current party that needs to hear that more. I don't want my current party to get too big for the britches. I don't want my current party to get over their skis. Most Americans can't stand the Democratic Party, just like most Americans can't stand the Republican Party. Democratic Party has real issues. And yes, as I tell my fellow Democrats, publicly and privately, because Trump sucks so bad, Democrats may, keep that up for a sec, Keith, Democrats may well take back the House this year without really lifting a finger, because Donald Trump sucks so bad in the eyes of the American people. But that ain't gonna erase the issues the Democratic Party has. And as I tell my Democratic colleagues all the time, if winning the House in 26, if like you think that's the end game, and you're not thinking about the fact that you better win the White House in 28, and to win the White House in 28, man, you got to address this problem, because for most Americans, every presidential election is a choice. For most Americans, every presidential election, every 4 years is a choice between two candidates and two parties they really don't like. And they tend to vote for the candidate or the party that they like just a wee bit more or hate just a little bit less. Most Americans think both political parties suck. Now, the Republican Party no longer believes in democracy. So where I sit, that's like a suck that's way, way more dangerous and worse. The Democratic Party needs to find their identity. The Democratic Party needs to connect with regular people again. The Democratic Party needs to get some fucking balls and fight. The Democratic Party needs to figure out which direction, all of that stuff. I get it. I get it. I get it. They got real problems. I keep saying we, but they believe in democracy. Democrats believe in democracy and Democrats believe in the rule of law. Thanks, Keith. You can take that down. But most Americans, according to all the polling, believe both parties suck. And Democrats, this ought to be, again, a real slap across the face to us, this latest poll. I mean, Trump is burning this country down on a daily basis, and yet his party is viewed a bit more favorably than the Democratic Party. If that doesn't tell you, my Democratic friends, that we got things to work on, then nothing will. Hey, thanks for listening. A couple quick things before we go. Paxos.app. See it right there? Paxos.app. This is our one-stop shop, our Know Your Rights app that we've built and will be coming out soon. And we're going to get it into the hands of immigrants and citizens all over the countries so that they know how they can lawfully fight back against ICE. Please be a part of this. We're crowdfunding for this app because we want the American people to own it. And Donald Trump can't come after thousands of us if thousands of us contribute to getting this Know Your Rights app out there. Go to Paxos.app. It's our GoFundMe link. Read about it, give what you can, and share the link with others. My Substack, if you are so inclined, socialcontractwithjoewalsh.substack.com. Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Subscribe. Think about it. If you like what I say and what I write and what I talk about, think about subscribing to my Substack. Final thought, if you want to email me anything, please do. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. That's all one word. Keep your head down. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.